Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be going over arguably the best guaranteed free to acquire rare in the game, and that is Warmaiden. So let's get into it. Alrighty, let's go ahead and pull up Warmaiden. We're going to go to the Barbarians, down to the Rares, Force Affinity Attack Champion, and this is Warmaiden. So, as always with my champion guides, I will have one of these handy little infographics that I will link down in the video description, and it will show you kind of the current masteries I use and kind of all the normal stuff that you would want to know about a champion. So I'll have that down in the video description, and let's put that away for now. Well, first of all, I want to show you what I'm talking about when I say free to acquire and guaranteed. If we go to the campaign, and we go over to level 9, the Deadlands, we will see over here under miscellaneous drops that Warmaiden is this one here on the far right. Now, typically, I don't have any scientific data or charting for this, but typically it seems like rares drop at about a 1% clip. So about every 100 runs, you'll get one of the blue, rare champion drops. And there's two of them. You're going to get Berserker or Warmaiden. So on average, probably about 200 to 300 runs to acquire a Warmaiden, but if you're a new player or even a mid-game player, Warmaiden is definitely worth it. She is very good. So let's go back out, and let's pull her up again and kind of go over her kit and explain what I'm talking about here. So, okay, we've got a base speed of 97, pretty good for a rare champion. She is also Force Affinity. Now, typically, always your starting champion is going to be Magic Affinity. All 4 starting champions are Magic Affinity, which means they are weak against Force, which means we're going to be looking to complement them with somebody of a different affinity. Not only is Warmaiden not Magic, so she can complement your starting champion, but she also has AoE defense down, which I'll get to in a little bit, which will make your starting champion hit very hard, and she is also very generally useful anywhere in the game. So, base speed 97, very good. The A1 is going to attack one enemy with a 30% chance of placing a 2.5% poison debuff for 1 turn. What does this mean? It means she's very good in the early game versus the clan boss. So not only is she generally useful, she also places poison on her A1, which is incredible for the clan boss early game. The A2 is going to be attack one enemy, place a 50% increased attack buff on this champion, and places an extra hit if the attack is critical, which we're probably going to build her with crit rate, so this should happen pretty often. The extra hit cannot be critical. Then, this is what makes her very good. Crumbling Blast is going to be an AoE with a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Now, we can book this up to 100%, and decreased defense has 2 versions, 30% and 60%. Typically, rares do not place the big version, especially on an AoE. She has AoE and big version, and it gets better. It's a 3-turn cooldown. Rares never get a 3-turn AoE 100% guaranteed big version of a debuff. So this is extremely rare for a blue rare champion to have, and this is what makes her very good. Now let's go out here, and I will show you my Warmaiden. Alrighty, right here, this is mine. Now, if you're in the early game, she's going to be very good with lifesteal and, attack, speed. Typically, the standard way for your early game players to gear her is going to be lifesteal and speed. That way you can use her clan boss, arena, campaign, dungeons, all of that stuff. So you're looking for crit rate on the gloves. If you're going like super end game, you can go crit damage and get your crit rate from substats and stuff like that, but we also need accuracy, because remember that decreased defense is a big part of her kit, and we need to be landing that. Attack, percent on the chest is going to be fine. You're looking for accuracy, crit chance, all that type of stuff. Typically speed on the boots, and the same story in the substats. Now the top one's not a whole lot to see, but sometimes people like to see mine, so I will show you kind of how she is geared. Now, optimally, she would be wearing different gear than the crit set. I kind of threw it on her. I was using her for Faction Wars, and then I ended up just kind of sticking with it here and building her that route. But I should probably swap those out for like crit damage or attack or something else, because her crit rate's a little bit too high. It's at like 113, and we only need to get her to 100%. Then the jewelry, you're looking for basically attack, defense, and HP. Amulet, crit damage with accuracy. And then a banner is typically going to be accuracy, because we really want her to land those decreased defenses, because that is so much of her utility. Now, in terms of masteries, I will show you the ones that I currently have. The tier 6 is the flawless execution, extra crit damage. If somebody is wearing lifesteal, they typically don't really get a whole lot of value out of Lore of Steel, but there wasn't really something better that I thought would give her a whole lot of utility, so I thought, why not? Evil Eye is amazing for Faction Wars, and Master Hexer is amazing because her decreased defense can last that one extra turn. So this is kind of the standard route. Use it as a template. Don't use it as the be-all, end-all. Again, I always say this in my videos. You want to make sure and read and build your champion properly as to what you are using it for. If she's a character that you're going to be using in the clan boss because she has poison on her A1, you're probably a more beginner player, so you're probably not going to go for T6 Masteries yet, which is the bottom tier of Masteries. But if you did, you would go for War Master if you were going to use her against the clan boss. But typically, by the time you get to that stage, you're not going to be using her against the clan boss, and then you're probably going to want flawless execution. So I do like to show in my videos exactly what a champion is capable of as an endgame farmer. So I will show you that here real quick. Now, she is Force Affinity, so we're typically going to want to be doing 12-6 in the endgame. So let's go Brutal, 12-6. Slot Warmaiden in, and here we go. The one thing that's kind of annoying is she has no aura, so that thing pops up every time, but whatever, you know, that should stop popping up after you're like level 10 or 15, but anyway. I expect the run to be about 25-30 seconds probably. She kind of struggles with the Spirit Affinity, you know, champions, but she does really good in basically one-shots anything else. And yeah, there we go, 27 seconds. So she's definitely a viable campaign farmer in the end game, and she can carry you in stage 12 of Brutal and do very well. Alrighty, let's go back out, and I'll pull up the infographic one more time. I didn't really cover it as much as I normally do. You know, we'll see the grades. We've got campaign B+, as I just shown you. She can do very good in the end game. She's not like some god tier, you know, 7-second farmer like Bellower, so I gave her a B+. Clan boss, C-. She does place the weak version of poison on her A1, and she does lower the defense, but not going to be like a super good, you know, boss or champion to bring against the clan boss. Arena A+, she's amazing as a rare. You can have her go before your nuker, and not only does she hit decently hard, but she's going to decrease the big version of, you know, decreased defense. So an amazing arena champion, especially for a rare. And then dungeons and faction wars typically go hand in hand in terms of grades. She's going to be one of the better, well, no, she is the best rare for the barbarians in terms of faction wars, because she can both slot into the debuffer role and a damage role. Put her in lifesteal, she'll sustain herself. Every one of her abilities does damage, so she'll keep healing, she'll decrease defense, and she'll do very good in faction wars. So one thing I also do like to do, well, I gotta fix my sparring pit. Don't care if I'm live, we gotta be efficient, right? Alright, so one thing I do like to do live in the videos is go through and kind of rate the champion. You know, and I also like to go over the recommended artifacts. So they're saying accuracy and offense. I'm okay with that. I could see how that would make sense. And then ratings, arena for a rare. See, she's like a 4.5. I'm gonna give her a 5. Campaign, I'm gonna give her a 5. She's good. Force keep. Yeah, definitely a 5. This should definitely be a 5 because she lowers defense and the force keep has insane defense. Clan boss, nah, we're gonna go with 2. Arena defense, you know, for a rare, she's alright. Spider's Den, I'll give her a 4. She only has the 1 AoE ability, though. Dragon, yeah, she's pretty good for a rare. 5. Fire Knight, she's very bad. I'll give her a 2, because she'll do very good against the trash, but she's not going to be good against the Fire Knight. Magic Keep, she doesn't remove buff or anything, but she is Force Affinity, so I'll give her a 3. Minotaur should be very good rare to have for your Minotaur grind. Ice Golem, I'll give her a 4. Spirit Keep, she doesn't have heal reduction or anything, and she's also Force Affinity, so she's countered, so I'm going to give her a 2. And then the Void Keep's a pretty straightforward dungeon, so there we go. The Arcane Keep is not there, she would be a 5. Faction Wars is not there, and she would be a 5. So yeah, that kind of does it for this video on Warmaiden. If you are a new player, make sure and go scoop yourself up a Warmaiden. Again, you can get her for free in like 200 or 300 runs in the Stage 9 Deadlands, and she is definitely worth 6-starring and using the 13 books on. I didn't mention that earlier, but she takes 13 books to fully max out her skills, and if you are an early to mid-game player, she is definitely worth the 6-star and all of the book investment, the 13 rare books. She is definitely worth that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, have a good rest of your day. Peace.